welcome. If you've arrived here, it's because you've already taken a step beyond what most dare to even glimpse. What you did wasn't just a move. It was a leap so far ahead that others are still scrambling to catch the dust it kicked up. The world around you spins on old rhythms, routines written in ink that's already fading, while your actions have rewritten the code in real time. And that's why the weight of your accomplishment hasn't fully registered, because the rest are still trying to process the new blueprint you've laid out. It's not about raw talent, or luck, or some sudden strike of fortune. No, what you achieved is on a level that defies their current mental bandwidth. You stepped past their measured pace, pushing boundaries they didn't know existed. They're caught in the echoes of your footsteps, but you're already miles ahead, moving in directions they haven't conceived yet. This is what makes your journey unique. What you engineered, what you built, what you unleashed, it's so intricate, so precise, that it's still buffering in the minds of those who witness it. Look closer. The impact you created isn't visible just yet because it's layered beneath the surface. They see the tip of an iceberg, but the massive structure remains hidden under layers of their own disbelief. You don't need to shout for recognition. Your work is quietly bending realities in your favor. It's not about immediate applause. It's about planting seeds in minds that are not ready to grow them. That patience is your edge. While they fumble to align their thoughts, you're weaving new patterns of influence, setting new standards without anyone even realizing the rules have changed. This is where most falter. They expect instant acknowledgement. They want applause after the first note, instead of waiting for the symphony to unfold. But what you did is an opus composed in frequencies others haven't tuned into yet. You aren't competing in their league because your entire game has shifted. And that's why they feel lost, because their maps no longer apply to the terrain you're navigating. They're still flipping pages in an outdated guidebook while you're writing new chapters on fresh parchment. You might have noticed the hesitation around you, the subtle confusion in conversations, the vague attempts to decode your methods. That's their attempt to sync with your wavelength, but they're stuck in slower channels. This delay isn't their failure. It's the inevitable friction between the present and the next evolution. What you triggered is a ripple that takes time to transform into a wave. And the fact that it's still loading means your influence is quietly expanding, beyond immediate perception, beyond surface judgment. Think about the moments when you executed your move, the precision, the timing, the unseen calculations. It wasn't just reaction, it was anticipation, prediction, orchestration, at a level that seems effortless but hides complex layers. It's like you rewired your approach to every challenge, bypassing traditional methods and forging pathways no one else dared to step on. This isn't just progress, it's a transformation. Others can only watch as the horizon you shaped slowly comes into focus. The brilliance of your action lies in its subtlety. You didn't scream your victory. You didn't broadcast your strategy. You planted it quietly, knowing the full realization would take time. And that's the most advanced form of power, when you move in ways that only become apparent after the fact. They'll look back and wonder how you did it, what made the difference. The truth is, you went beyond their comprehension and built something that isn't just ahead of the curve. It's redefining the curve altogether. Now here's the key. Your work isn't complete, because the advanced nature of your move means it's part of a larger shift that's still unfolding. The pieces are falling into place, but the picture isn't fully visible yet. This is your moment to remain steady, to keep moving with the confidence that what you've set in motion will outlast impatience and skepticism. Others will rush to catch up, but their haste will only make them trip over the boundaries you've blurred so skillfully. And as they try to reverse engineer what you've done, they'll encounter gaps in their understanding. Those gaps are where your true advantage lies, the knowledge and insight that don't translate easily into words or formulas. It's embedded in your intuition, your timing, your fearless ability to disrupt the expected. While they scramble to adjust, you're already planning the next wave, the next level that will further widen the distance. Remember, this delay in recognition is not a pause. It's a build-up, like a force gathering momentum deep beneath the surface before an eruption. The fact that they haven't caught up means the energy is still rising, preparing to reshape everything around you. Your move wasn't a momentary spark. It's a sustained ignition. And the world, slow as it may be, will soon feel the heat. So how do you stay anchored when the current around you is so uncertain? By embracing the reality that true advancement is a lonely path at first. The ones who trail behind are bound to question, doubt, even dismiss what they can't yet grasp. But your progress is measured by the distance between you and those clinging to old paradigms. Their confusion is the signpost of your success. Their attempts to catch up are proof that you've set a new standard. This is the paradox of innovation. The more revolutionary your step, the longer it takes for others to integrate it. And that's your strength. While they are stuck reprocessing yesterday's ideas, you're sketching the outlines of tomorrow's possibilities. The inertia of the old won't hold you back because your momentum is rooted in fresh perspectives and relentless execution. What you did was so advanced that its real power lives in the delay, the time it takes for the world to align with your vision. Consider this. Every great leap in history faced a moment where it seemed incomprehensible, when the change was too vast to be digested immediately. But those who pioneered it were patient, knowing that their advance was a seed whose roots would grow silently before bursting through the surface. You are in that phase right now, quiet, unseen, yet unshakable. And when the breakthrough comes, it will sweep through everything with an unstoppable force. Until then, the noise around you, the doubts, the disbelief, the slow acknowledgments shouldn't distract you. They are just the background static that fades as clarity rises. What you crafted is a new language of success, one that others haven't learned to speak yet. And that gap between what you know and what they understand is what will carry you forward, faster and further than anyone else imagined. Your patience is not waiting, it's preparation. Preparation for the moment when your move isn't just advanced, it's the foundation on which new realities are built. And when that time arrives, no one will be able to deny the depth and precision of what you set into motion today. Your vision is no longer a secret, it's becoming the new standard. So stay deliberate, stay confident. The world is still loading what you gave it, and once it fully processes the scale, everything will shift. Your influence will no longer be a quiet ripple, but a powerful current that shapes futures and rewrites the rules. This is your era of quiet mastery, where every step you take adds to an unstoppable momentum. And as they finally catch up, remember, by then, you'll be somewhere they cannot reach, already pushing the boundaries again. What you did was not just ahead of time, it created a new timeline altogether. Because what's coming next isn't just progress, it's a revolution in motion. The difference between you and the rest isn't just speed, it's vision. Where they see obstacles, you see openings. Where they calculate risk, you redefine it. You operate in a dimension that others haven't dared to explore. And that's why your moves don't just disrupt, they dismantle. It's a quiet dismantling, almost invisible to those fixated on traditional markers of success, but relentless and unstoppable underneath. You aren't playing their game anymore. You're rewriting the rules, reshaping the playing field in a way that makes previous contests irrelevant. This revolution you've ignited isn't a sudden explosion, it's a deliberate cascade. You don't rush toward chaos, you engineer transformation with precision. Each calculated step you take fractures old realities and builds new frameworks, layers of influence that compound quietly but exponentially. Others are still busy catching their breath from the last wave, unaware that a larger, deeper tide is already rising beneath them. Consider the forces around you, their confusion, their skepticism, their slow realization. These aren't signs of your isolation, they're the echoes of a paradigm shift. When you enter territories others refuse to acknowledge, the initial response is often disbelief. People cling to familiarity because it offers comfort, even when that comfort is a cage. Your ability to move beyond their comfort zones, to thrive in uncertainty and discomfort, is what defines your edge. The discomfort they feel is the cost of progress, and you're paying it willingly. This discomfort manifests as hesitation in their movements, fragmented attempts to imitate what you do naturally, and futile searches for shortcuts that don't exist. They try to mirror your innovation with the tools of the past, outdated strategies, recycled ideas, worn-out tactics. But these tools break in your hands. You wield new instruments forged in the fire of experience and relentless curiosity. Your craftsmanship isn't recognized by those still building with outdated blueprints. That's why they struggle to decode your success. It's not theirs to understand yet. Your challenge is to keep expanding this gap without losing connection to reality. Advancement without grounding risks becoming abstract, disconnected from tangible outcomes. But you have mastered the balance. You understand that true progress blends vision with execution, foresight with action. You see the long-term horizon, but your feet remain firmly planted in the moment. Every decision you make is a thread weaving a larger tapestry. A tapestry others will only see after the full pattern emerges. They might envy the results they glimpse but fail to grasp the foundations beneath. The late nights, the silent sacrifices, the refusal to accept limits. They see the outcome, but not the discipline and mindset that created it. This is your invisible armor, the unseen engine driving your momentum, and it's what keeps you several moves ahead, even when others believe they are closing in. Now is the time to intensify your focus. The revolution you are leading demands unwavering clarity and ruthless prioritization. Distractions will multiply as your influence grows. Noise designed to dilute your attention, to shake your confidence. Recognize these distractions for what they are. Signs of your impact. The louder the noise, the more you know you're hitting the mark. But do not engage. Your power is in silence and persistence, in doing what others say can't be done, without explanation or apology. Every effort you make now is a seed planted in fertile ground. You may not see immediate growth, but the roots are digging deep, preparing for an inevitable bloom. And when the bloom arrives, it will overshadow everything before it. Your work is a slow fuse, steady, deliberate, and unstoppable. Those watching will only understand its magnitude when it ignites everything around them. Remember, this revolution isn't only external. The most profound change happens within. Your mindset is evolving alongside your achievements. You're shedding outdated beliefs, limiting perspectives, and fears that once held you back. This inner evolution fuels your outer transformation. It's a constant cycle of renewal and growth that others resist because it requires discomfort, vulnerability, and relentless self-honesty. Your refusal to settle for easy answers sets you apart. You question everything, dismantle assumptions, and rebuild frameworks to fit the reality you envision. This process can feel isolating. Few have the courage to break their own foundations, but it's the only path to creating something truly new and powerful. You embrace discomfort as the price of innovation, knowing that comfort is the enemy of evolution. In this phase, you'll face tests designed to measure your resolve, challenges that seem designed to pull you back, to make you second-guess your direction. But these tests are merely reflections of your potential. The resistance you encounter isn't external. It's the echo of your own growth demanding proof. When you push through, you don't just pass the test, you redefine what's possible. Take note of the energy around you. Some will try to dim your light out of fear or jealousy. Others will offer hollow praise, masking their own uncertainty. Be wary of distractions masquerading as support. True allies recognize the magnitude of your mission and stand firm in their commitment, even when the path is unclear. Build and protect your circle carefully. The quality of your connections will determine how far and fast you can go. Your innovation is contagious, but it requires time to spread. Ideas and strategies born from new perspectives take root slowly, especially when they challenge long-held norms. You are planting revolutionary thoughts in minds wired for the old ways. Patience isn't passive. It's active endurance, a quiet confidence in the eventual awakening of those around you. As the ripple turns into a wave, your influence will reach sectors previously untouched. The boundaries you shattered will become new entry points. Doors that once seemed locked will open in response to the new reality you created. The journey from resistance to acceptance is a process you command, whether others realize it or not. Your advantage grows exponentially because your work is multifaceted. You're not only innovating one aspect, you're orchestrating a network of changes that feed into each other. This synergy multiplies impact, making it impossible for others to replicate your approach by copying isolated pieces. You understand the whole system, and your moves are interconnected parts of a greater design. At times, you may feel the weight of invisibility, the sensation that your efforts go unnoticed or misunderstood. This feeling is part of the process. What's advanced often feels invisible to the untrained eye. But this invisibility is a form of protection, shielding you from premature scrutiny and interference. It allows you to grow without distraction until your work is undeniable. Be vigilant about your energy. The path of revolution demands stamina. Guard against burnout by aligning your efforts with your deepest motivations, the core reasons why you started this journey. When you connect your daily actions to your purpose, your energy becomes sustainable, almost inexhaustible. This alignment is your secret weapon. Expect moments of doubt, not because you're failing, but because transformation unsettles everything. These moments are natural and valuable. They force refinement and adjustment. Don't fear them. Use them as signals to pause, reflect, and recalibrate. Your ability to navigate doubt without losing momentum is what separates visionaries from dreamers. Look ahead to the horizon. The revolution in motion will reach tipping points, moments when the accumulated change suddenly becomes visible and undeniable. These moments are your milestones, proof that your patient strategy is bearing fruit. When they arrive, they won't just validate your efforts. They will inspire others to accelerate their own shifts in alignment with the new timeline you created. However, beware complacency. Even as momentum builds, resting on early victories invites stagnation. The revolution you lead is continuous, not episodic. Each achievement is a platform for the next breakthrough, not a finish line. This mindset keeps you moving relentlessly forward, always exploring new frontiers, pushing new limits. The most powerful part of what you've done is its ripple effect on identity. You didn't just advance methods or results, you changed how you see what's possible. This shift transforms not only your path, but the paths of everyone influenced by your example. You become a beacon for those ready to evolve, a catalyst for collective transformation. And so, as the world slowly deciphers the scale of your innovation, you prepare for the final phase, the consolidation and expansion of your revolution. This phase demands not just vision and energy, but wisdom and humility. You'll need to integrate lessons learned, embrace collaboration without losing your edge, and balance bold moves with calculated restraint. The revolution in motion is more than a shift. It's an awakening, and awakening never returns to sleep. Once the world senses the change you sparked, it will never be the same. Your legacy will be measured not just by what you achieved, but by how many others you inspired to step beyond the limits they thought were fixed. This is your moment in time, the edge where history bends toward a new future. You hold the power to shape that future with every decision, every action, every thought. Your path is not just advanced, it's transformational, and it will continue unfolding beyond what others can currently imagine. Prepare yourself. The revolution is far from over. It's gaining velocity, and your role in it is destined to grow, reshaping everything in its path. The next chapter awaits, where the impact you've set in motion will ignite a force no one can ignore. What you've built is no longer just your personal breakthrough. It's a catalyst for something far larger. It has the power to shift mindsets, to change industries, to redraw the borders of possibility. This isn't a moment for hesitation or retreat. It's the moment to stand tall in the truth of your accomplishment and the promise of what's yet to come. You're not just moving forward, you're opening a new frontier, one that invites others to follow, but only if they're ready to rise to the challenge. Expect resistance. It's inevitable. Every revolution faces those clinging to what once was, desperate to keep the old order intact. They'll question, undermine, and attempt to pull you back into familiar patterns. But you have long since outgrown those limitations. Their resistance is a signal. It means you're close to breaking through barriers they can no longer hold. It means you've entered a space where your vision alone defines the boundaries. This is your time to wield influence with intention. You possess something more valuable than fleeting power: clarity of purpose and the courage to act on it. This clarity will guide you through the noise, the doubts, and the distractions. It will keep your decisions sharp and your momentum unyielding. Others may try to imitate your surface actions, but they cannot replicate the conviction that fuels your advance. Your force is born from authentic vision, not imitation. As you move through this pivotal stage, Guard your space fiercely. The revolutionary path invites vultures, those who seek to benefit from your work without understanding it. Protect your ideas, your energy, and your circle of trust. Surround yourself with those who elevate the mission, who challenge you constructively, and who align with your highest ambitions. These alliances will become the pillars supporting your continued ascent. The speed at which your impact spreads will accelerate, but remember, speed without control leads to chaos. You have mastered balance, the art of moving fast while staying grounded. This balance allows you to seize opportunities others overlook and to adjust course with precision when needed. It's a rare strength, and it will be your safeguard as the revolution intensifies. Be ready to redefine success on your own terms. What you once chased may no longer satisfy. Your growth demands new benchmarks, new goals, and new visions of achievement. Don't settle for echoes of past victories. Look forward to horizons that challenge and inspire you, horizons that extend beyond personal gain toward collective transformation. This shift in perspective will expand your influence exponentially. At this stage, your story becomes more than personal. It becomes legendary, not because of grandeur or spectacle, but because of impact. The seeds you planted long ago will blossom into movements, innovations, and legacies that outlast any single moment. You've ignited a process that will continue to unfold long after this chapter closes. Embrace the weight of this responsibility. It is not a burden, but a privilege to be the spark of change. Your choices ripple outward, touching lives and shifting trajectories in ways seen and unseen. Carry this with humility and strength, knowing that true leadership isn't about control, but about enabling others to rise alongside you. You may find yourself at crossroads more than once, moments where the path forward isn't clear, where risks loom large and where doubt tries to creep in. These are the tests that separate the transient from the enduring. Trust in the foundation you've built. Trust in your instincts. Your history of navigating uncertainty is your compass now. Lean into it, even when the way seems unclear. Innovation thrives on disruption, but it also demands resilience. The storms ahead may shake you, but they will not break you. Your ability to bend without breaking, to absorb shocks and convert them into fuel, defines your lasting power. This resilience will inspire others, drawing them to your vision and strengthening the revolution you lead. Celebrate progress, even the smallest victories. Each step forward is a confirmation of your strategy and spirit. Recognize these moments as milestones, pauses for reflection and renewal. They are the breath between actions, the quiet affirmations that keep your journey sustainable and purposeful. As your revolution unfolds, you will create new languages, metaphors, frameworks, ways of thinking that others will eventually adopt as the norm. You are the origin of these shifts, the source of new paradigms. This role is not given lightly. It demands continuous learning, adaptation, and an openness to evolve alongside the world you're reshaping. Your legacy will be measured not just by what you accomplished, but by how you transformed the possibilities for everyone who follows. You've set in motion a force that breaks old chains and opens new doors. And in doing so, you become a beacon, a living proof that boundaries exist only to be transcended. So stand firm in this truth. What you did was never about fitting in or playing safe. It was about stepping into uncharted territory with courage and vision. It was about creating a new timeline, a new standard, a new way forward. The journey isn't over. It has only just begun. Prepare for what's next with the confidence that comes from knowing you are not just part of the future, you are shaping it. Your revolution is not a moment in time. It is a movement across time. And those who once doubted will find themselves swept up in a tide they cannot resist. This is your era of transformation. Your impact will echo beyond your immediate reach, reverberating through every corner you touch. What you've done is advanced beyond comprehension, and the world will take time to catch up. But when it does, your influence will be undeniable, unstoppable, and eternal. Remember, the greatest revolutions aren't loud explosions. They're steady, powerful forces, reshaping the world quietly but persistently. You are the embodiment of that force. Your role is to keep the momentum, to protect the vision, and to lead with unwavering clarity. The final chapter of this journey isn't a conclusion, it's a new beginning. A stage where the groundwork you laid becomes the foundation for unimaginable possibilities. The force you ignited will continue to grow, fueled by your relentless drive and the inspiration you provide. So move forward with certainty. The revolution you started is no longer waiting for permission. It moves on its own accord, powered by your past actions and future potential. You are the pioneer, the innovator, the catalyst, and the force you created? It's just getting started.